Topping today's news, Prime Minister Philip Davis speaks to the nation in a national address tonight. The new legal year 2025 gets underway. Former CID Chief Michael Johnson and two others arraigned in the magistrate's court yesterday, and the Ministry of Health are laying fares over the HMP virus. This is your Jcn News. I'm Jarino Saunders. It is a pleasure to have you join us. Prime Minister Philip Davis is expected to speak to the nation tonight during a national address, 8 p.m., his first address to the nation for the year. It is uncertain exactly what the Prime Minister will speak about, but many expect him to address the ongoing challenges related to crime, corruption, the economy, the high cost of living, infrastructural developments, and what his administration will do to combat these challenges in 2025. You can watch the Prime Minister's address live right here on Jcn TV 14. As the highly anticipated new legal year began, attorneys and judges heard from the Right Reverend Leish Boyd during the annual church service at Christ Church Cathedral today. He told the legal professionals that they should use the opportunity of the new legal year to do good things and to find the joy in providing justice for those that need it. The bishop shared 3 recommendations to ensure the legal system works properly and efficiently. The first recommendation was to ensure each attorney does everything in their power to ensure that the justice system works properly. As the highly anticipated new legal year begins, attorneys and judges heard from the Right Reverend Leish Boyd, who told them they should use the opportunity of a new legal year to do good things and find the joy in providing justice for those in need. The bishop shared 3 recommendations to ensure the legal system works properly and efficiently. The first recommendation was to ensure each attorney does everything in their power to ensure the justice system works.
Each of you must do what is in your power to make the system the best that it can be. That's sensibly and practically how it has to work. Each must do what is in his or her power to make this system the best that it can be. And that exercise starts with you yourself as an individual. The system is as sour and as bad as your negativity, your cynicism, your failure to perform, your lack of accountability, and your lousiness. Plain and simple. Conversely, the system is as good, positive, and efficient as your best attitude, your accountability, your self-application, your integrity, effort, and hard work.
Bishop Leish Boyd also urged lawyers to maintain their humanity even when facing professional or personal struggles.
Remember that you're human. Do not let garb, processes, procedures, and pressures diminish your humanity. Do not let them cause you to forget that the client to whom you relate, in whatever capacity you relate to them, that client is human too. The client is not a case number, but a son, a daughter, a mother, a father, a brother, a sister, an auntie, or a cousin to somebody, just like you are those things to somebody. If you or I let garb, processes, procedure, pressure, workload, frustration, or what we're going through in our personal lives, if we let these things cause us to be less human, less professional, then shame on us. And if we allow that to happen, then we would have failed, not because we couldn't do any better, but because we did not do better.
The bishop also encouraged lawyers to always seek what is best for their clients. Opening ceremonies continued at Margaritaville, where Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder gave the charge and spoke to what is to be accomplished by the judiciary in 2025. The bishop also encouraged lawyers to always seek what is best for their clients. Chief Justice Sir Ian Winder officially opened the legal year and spoke on what is to be accomplished by the judiciary in 2025. Meanwhile, during his speech at the Margaritaville Convention Center, Attorney General Ryan Pinder said 2024 was filled with both successes and challenges in the legal system. However, he lamented the tremendous amount of court time lost while judges are out on vacation. He provided a possible solution as he challenged members of the inner bar, namely King's Counsels.
Being a King's Counsel is a prestigious appointment to attorneys often considered leaders in their legal field. And as we know, it certainly allows for greater remuneration. But there is also an obligation to give back to the legal community. Between the Magistrates Court and the Supreme Court, we have approximately 200 weeks of vacation of judges annually. Think about it. That's 4 years where decisions aren't being rendered and matters aren't being heard. This is 200 weeks. I challenge the members of the inner bar to step up and fill this gap. Embrace short-term judicial appointments to assist with ensuring that matters before the court are heard expeditiously.
The Attorney General also had a challenge for those lawyers operating in the private sector.
With respect to the private bar, you have an obligation to assist society and to provide representation to those less fortunate. I encourage you to be more committed to pro bono work in support of our civil society, in support of our not-for-profits, as well as our citizens who cannot render and afford competent advice. Embrace the legal aid clinic at the Eugene DePuy Law School and those law firms who are able to sponsor your own legal aid clinics. These are all obligations of our profession to give back and provide necessary assistance to those who may need it the most. These are just some ideas on how we as a profession should commit as we strive for excellence.
The Attorney General reiterated the government's plans to introduce new courts, state-of-the-art equipment, and new legislation to help improve the justice system so that it works more efficiently. Former Chief Superintendent of Police and head of the Criminal Investigations Department, Michael Johnson, found himself on the wrong side of the law late Tuesday afternoon as he, along with a prominent attorney, Bajon Ferguson, and a police sergeant were charged before the magistrate's court. The charges sparked from leaked incriminating voice notes that implicated Johnson's involvement in a high-profile criminal scheme that took place in mid-2024 following the $1.5 million armored truck robbery at Odyssey Airport in November of 2023. Mr. Johnson was charged with conspiracy to commit bribery, stealing, receiving, and accessory after the fact. Other charges were pinned on attorney Bajon Ferguson and police sergeant D'Angelo Roll, who were charged with accessory after the fact and abetment to stealing, respectively. Johnson He is accused of stealing $90,000 from suspect Akil Holmes, a former employee of ICS who was involved in that armored truck robbery. Johnson is also accused of receiving the money from Sergeant D'Angelo Roll, while Roll is accused of abetting Johnson in the act of stealing. Johnson's accessory after the fact charge comes from his allegedly enabling Michael Fox Jr., a major suspect in the investigation, now deceased, to avoid the due process of the law. This while Johnson is also accused of conspiring with Fox's lawyer, Bajon Ferguson, to give Fox an advantage. The men stood before Magistrate Samuel McKinney. Bail was granted to Johnson in the amount of $25,000, while Ferguson and Roll were each granted $7,500 bail. The trio will return to court on January 30th for the service of a voluntary bill of indictment. And finally, in this segment, the Consumer Protection Commission, the CPC, the chairman, Randy Roll, revealed to the public that consumer protection watchdogs saw a significant threefold increase in complaints against businesses for the 2024 period. The chairman confirmed that they have received a total of nearly 450 complaints from consumers in 2024, a significant increase from the 151 submitted in 2023. Mr. Roll attributes the increase in complaints to the fact that consumers have a greater sense of confidence in the Commission's success rate, emphasizing that 70% of the cases were won. Roll explained that it is the Commission's goal to build a level of trust and ensure the public public that there will be no favoritism shown towards any agency or business. Mr. Roll noted that a number of government agencies have had complaints made against them as well, and these claims are being thoroughly investigated. However, according to Roll, shipping companies, beauty supply stores, contractors, and grocery stores raked in the largest amount of complaints. He said the CPC will continue to provide the necessary assistance to consumers as he encourages residents to contact the Commission if you have any questions about your rights as consumers. You're listening to JCN News. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.